What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of The Last Word with Arty. We're going to get into the week 7 action. We're going to jump right in here. Today is Wednesday, October 19th. So tomorrow is Thursday, the October 20th, and the first game of week 7 tomorrow is the Saints versus the Cardinals. This is an interesting game already because the Cardinals just acquired Robbie Anderson from the Panthers after he had a whole argument with his interim coach on the sideline. So I think that it's interesting that the Cardinals get back D Hop this week, and then they got Robbie Anderson as well. Now, Robbie Anderson isn't, but apparently by any means, he's not going to make or break your offense, right? Apparently, he only has like 1,000 yard season in his whole career. He's not like a big time receiver. He doesn't catch a whole lot of balls, but I would say that he had Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, PJ Walker to work with, and that maybe that's not a reflection of who he could be as a top flight receiver. Maybe. Right, we'll see. Now he has Kyler. Kyler's able to throw a ball. If you're able to get open, Kyler could find you. It just depends on if he has enough protection at the line himself, right? So it depends on how Robbie plays. If he could take the top off the defense, him and Hopkins could be a significant 1-2 punch. Now he's going to have to learn the playbook, so people think that he's going to be a small part of the offense, the Cardinals' offense. Um, which could be true, and then that D Hop would have to carry a significant weight, a significant portion of the passes and stuff like that, which could end up being true. But I just see it as the Cardinals will have enough offense now with those two receivers out there, Kyler, running back, tight end. I think Kyler doesn't need too much to get to put points up because of his ability to scramble. So if you got to worry about that, you take a lineman or a defender out of coverage to spy Kyler on certain situational plays. That opens up receivers, but you're going to have to spy him and get pressure to get the ball out quick so that his receivers don't have time to get free or separate from their guys. If you do that, if the Saints do that, then they can contain Kyler with a spy and some extra pressure. Then they could potentially win this game. I'm going to go with the Cardinals, but the Saints do have a road to win with like pressure and defense. And I think their offense has enough like weird plays and trick plays to catch the Cardinals. So this is a close game. I'm just going to go with the Cardinals based on their offensive prowess now with Robbie added. Like I think he does add a dimension where at least he could take something away from D. He could take a defender away from D Hop possibly, or D Hop could take defenders away from him, and the Cardinals could just have an offense that gets a little bit easier for Kyler to run because he has just one more option out there. So at least compared to how the season has been going for him so far, he actually has two brand new options out there as now Marquise Brown is hurt. So and he's not even going to be. So it's not even going to be long. He's coming back in 6 weeks. So imagine Marquise Brown, D Hop, and Robbie Anderson. The Cardinals could be a problem on offense to deal with. They could be a huge problem on offense to deal with later on in the season. After the first game with all three, I'm going to be watching that for sure. The first game with all three of them. Sorry, this is a long-winded first game that we're discussing here, but I will go with the Cardinals. Um, I just think they have enough offense. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Saints have a good enough defense and a good enough offense in their own right for it to be score for score and maybe even a shootout. But I think the Cardinals end up taking it because they have better offense. The Cardinals don't have great defense to me, so that's the reason why they could also lose the game. But I'll go with the Cardinals. All right. So the first that game is tomorrow, Thursday. The first like 1 o'clock game we have here is the Browns versus the Ravens. Browns at Ravens. So Ravens are at home on this one. I haven't been too um I haven't liked at all what I've been seeing from the Ravens. I'm concerned that they could lose this game coming off of the loss from the loss to the Giants, and coming off of a um coming off a loss to the Giants, and my internet is acting crazy, so I don't even see who they played before that. But I know they played the Bills, but did they have a bye week the week before that? Or did they play the Patriots? I think they played the Patriots. And my computer making it seem like Week 5 only had like a little bit of games. I don't know why. But I believe the Ravens played the Patriots, and then maybe they won that game or lost that game, whatever the case is. But I think against the Browns they have a chance to lose. I do think they have a chance of losing because of the way that they've been playing. I don't know, like it looks like Lamar only has Andrews to throw to. That's the only person I ever see him complete actual passes to, like big plays consistently. He's throwing it to. I mean, sometimes I guess Bateman number 7 catches some, but a lot of the times it's just Andrews, and it's like, bro, what is this? This looks like Carson Wentz on the Eagles when all he was doing was throwing to Goddard, and it's like, yo, he's a bum. Like Carson Wentz is a bum, so like Lamar got to like step it up. He needs to step it up at this point. So I'm worried. I'm gonna pick the Ravens to win, but I think they have a real shot to lose this game. I think the defense of the Browns plus their dual running back situation could make them beat them. But especially coming off of that bad loss against the Patriots, they're gonna tighten some things up. But if Brissett keeps playing that bad, then it's gonna be a whitewash for the Ravens. If Brissett plays that bad, the Ravens will win easily. Don't get me wrong. They'll win easily. It'll be no big deal. But I do think that there is a road for them to lose this game if the Browns don't lose it for themselves and crap the bed, piss down their leg. So that's my Browns Ravens pick. I think the Ravens will take that one. Next one is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Baker Mayfield Panthers. I think Baker is still out. They won't stop being the Baker Mayfield Panthers till they get rid of him, till they cut him. The Buccaneers are obviously going to win this. This is as much an upset as their last week, the last game with the Bucks versus the Steelers. If the Panthers win this, the Bucks are in so much trouble. It's unsurmountable for the rest of the season. Really, no matter how many games they win, it's always going to be like, yo, you lost back-to-back weeks to the Steelers and the Panthers. Like that ugliness could rear its head at any point later on down the season, even if they win every game after this. We'll look back on these and be like, that ugliness might rear its head at any time, whatever caused them to lose to the Steelers and the Panthers. So I think the Bucks have to. This is a must-win game for the Buccaneers. I don't think they're on upset alert because I don't think the Panthers have enough offense to do anything. I think the Panthers are in full blow-up rebuild mode after they got rid of their only offensive weapon at wide receiver, and they're looking at possibly even trade Christian McCaffrey. They look like they're tanking. They get ready for next season. They're going to be draft number 1. So we're going with Bucks on that one. That's easy. Next game, Falcons Bengals. Y'all already know how I feel about the Bengals, and I think that they're struggling this year. I don't think that they're good. I think that they squeaked by last week. This past game against the Saints, they squeaked by. I'm gonna choose the Falcons in this game. I'm choosing the Falcons. I think the Falcons are frisky on offense, and the Bengals suck on defense. And I think the Falcons will put up a lot more points than the Bengals realize, and that the Falcons defense will be able to hold them. I'm going Falcons in this game over the Bengals. Next game, Cowboys Lions. It's supposed to be Dak's first game back. Lions just had another. I think they had another loss, right? Or did they have a bye? I think the Lions are coming off a bye week. So Lions versus the Cowboys off of a bye. And they had gotten trounced the week before, scoring 0 points to the Patriots, I think. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Lions versus the Cowboys. The Lions were putting up so many points. But the Cowboys defense, if Dak plays, Dak could easily throw some interceptions to keep the Lions in the game. That's my whole thing. That Cooper Rush wasn't necessarily doing until he faced the Eagles. Dak will throw you some picks that's going to keep the Lions in the game. And then it's going to be on the defense to stop them. But how are you going to stop the Lions in short yardage if Dak throws a pick on his own 20 or something like that? So I'll go with the Cowboys just because they have a Super Bowl ready defense, which should stymie the Lions' ability to score points. If Dak is playing, hopefully he can score some with that whole running game and system and stuff that they have implemented over there. The Cowboys should be able to put up points. So I'll go with the Cowboys over this one, but I do see the Lions with a viable way to win. Giants versus the Jaguars. Now the Giants are flying high, but they're gonna have to revert to the mean to some degree at some point. You're not gonna be able to do this every single game. Now you do want to play up for your new coach and your new system, and everything is brand new, and you got that new energy. But there does come a point where it's like, okay, like you're not surprising anybody anymore, and teams are coming in wanting and really wanting to beat you badly because your record is so good. And I think that that's what this game is going to be with the Jaguars. I want the Giants to win, and I'm going to pick the Giants to win because off of analytics, the Jaguars don't have enough offense to score to keep up with the Giants, in my opinion. The Giants might struggle with the Jaguars defense, but other teams haven't been struggling with the Jaguars defense recently, which means they've either lost players or teams have started to figure out the best ways to attack that Jaguars defense. So Daboll is going to be up on that all day on how to defeat that Jaguars Dayball and Kafka are going to be up all night and all week studying how to defeat the Jaguars defense. So we'll have a great game plan in terms of short passes into the play action into the run, or run into the short pass into the play action, whatever the case is, that the Giants scheme up to deal with that Jaguars defense. And then Wink Martindale. Wink Martindale is gonna. Trevor Lawrence is not gonna be able to do anything because he still plays like a deer in headlights. And Wink Martindale is known to blitz, so Trevor's gonna have to read the defense at the line. Wink Martindale is known to blitz. He's known to disguise coverages. So this is going to be a learning lesson for Trevor Lawrence on when he's on the offensive side of the ball. His team is going to struggle on offense, in my opinion, and the Jaguars are going to lose this game, and the Giants are going to take it. It could end up being closer than you think because it depends on how Trevor Lawrence does do. But I think that the Giants should win it handily because of their ability to apply that pressure, the defensive pressure into disguise coverages and stuff. I think that the defense helps us win this game more than the offense does this time. But the offense is going to be significant as well. Our offense has been really consistent, especially Saquon and Daniel Jones. So I think that that's the reason why the Giants could end up taking this game. So next game, I discussed this in my last video. This is the Packers versus the Commanders. I think the Packers take this one easily. They're going to struggle on offense as they've been doing, but I think that you will see that it's not like. Hopefully, I think that you'll see that it's not like them versus the Jets, where they were pulling teeth. It was like a struggle. Everything was a struggle. I think it'll be easier against the Commanders because the Commanders are a worse team than the Jets in terms of their culture and their coaching. Not to say something's wrong with Tom Rivera, but the Commanders they'll penalize themselves into a loss, right? The Jets won't really do that. The Jets are not coached like that. They're not going to do that. The Commanders, on offense, their quarterback will go into this abject state of inconsistent and no aim, no accuracy, no anything. So that's going to end up happening in this game for a large portion of the game, and the Packers should end up winning. But the Packers can't score much points. They don't have a consistent offense, so it's going to be a battle of two inconsistent offenses, and the Packers just has the least inconsistent offense compared to the Commanders. So the Packers will have to rely on their running game on Aaron Jones to win this game. I think they're gonna have to rely on their running game a significant bit, and their running game, their play action, and their tight end more so than their wide receivers, I would say. So that's my analysis of that Packers Commanders. I think Packers take it, relying heavily on the run game and the tight ends, maybe some runs and play actions, but they don't do too many play actions to begin with. But I think they'll have to rely heavily on the run and the tight end and Tunyon in this game, tight end Tunyon. So Packers win that one. Next game is Colts Titans. I think they played earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. We're gonna go with the Titans in this one. I just think that they're getting there. I mean, I've been picking them more recently. They've gotten their bearings. They have their running game. They have their what they're trying to do established. The Colts, they got their win last week, but I don't think that they're gonna, and the Colts are able to put up points. That's the thing. They're able to put up points consistently, but I think the Titans got this one. I think the running game stymies the Colts, and the Colts just aren't able to. The running game and the defense of the Titans stymies the Colts, and I don't think the Colts are going to be able to put up enough points. So I'm picking the Titans on that one. Next game is the Raiders versus the Texans. This is a who cares game for me. I think the Raiders had a bye week last week, so we didn't get to crush Josh McDaniels for another loss. This one is going to be weird because the Texans are playing decent football. Decent, not great. Not the worst football that we've ever seen. Raiders versus Texans. I'm going to go with the Raiders only because, they have the better players actually than the Texans do. The Texans might be hungrier though, but the Raiders have lost so many games that they better be hungry themselves. So I'm gonna go with the Raiders in this one. I think that they win, and I'm definitely going with the Raiders. Definitely. Josh McDaniels has stopped throwing just going consistently with the pass, and he started to implement more runs into his offense. He's gonna run the ball down the Texans' throat and then unleash the pass game later on. I think the Raiders blow them out. Um, Next game, Broncos versus Jets. I'm going with Jets in this one. I will not be picking Russell Wilson, especially because he can't throw the ball. So this team with these young defenders, who you throwing the ball to? You throwing the ball Sauce's way? Don't do that. So I think the Broncos struggle and they're gonna lose to the Jets. Like I think the Jets are gonna have to come back down to the mean at some point, but it's not gonna be this game. The Jets are facing these really bad offensive teams. You face the Packers, you're gonna win. You face the Broncos, you're gonna win. You might not score as many points as you did against the Packers because the Broncos got a way better defense, but the Broncos not gonna be able to score. So you should win. It's gonna be a low scoring game. Jets Broncos is gonna be a low scoring game, and the Jets are gonna take it for sure. Um, Next game is Chiefs 49ers. This one is going to be a bit difficult. I don't want to pick against Patrick, especially not coming off of a loss, but that 49ers defense just lost to the Falcons. So I guess I'm a little concerned that the 49ers are going to try to bounce back from that bad loss. And I'm concerned that the Chiefs offense is going to have a hard time dealing with that 49ers defense. I think if the 49ers are able to apply pressure to Mahomes the same way that the Bills was able to, that Patrick will struggle. He'll struggle. The Patrick is gonna have to. They're gonna have to. So Patrick is going through all the. Well, last year he went through this learning of how to play against defenses that are solely covering the deep ball. Now he's going to have to learn how to play with a shoddy offensive line, or like a not great offensive line where you have to do more of a quick game. So he could take he could take some pages out of the Eagles book in terms of how they schemed up Michael Parsons, how they schemed against Michael Parsons. Like certain guys, you got to don't block Bosa, read them, if anything, if possible. The problem with that is that the Cowboys don't have a Fred Warner behind Michael Parsons. They don't have a Fred Warner type linebacker that's behind Micah. That's like, okay, you can read Micah, but there's still Fred Warner behind him who's like going to read whatever you do if you pass it. So I think the 49ers defense might cause the Chiefs some real problems. But I'm going to choose the Chiefs. I don't want to bet against Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to choose the Chiefs. But as I've been saying for a couple of these games, there's a real road for the Chiefs to lose. But Jimmy G on offense is not anything to really be believed in, but the Ayuk and Debo Samuels against that Chiefs secondary, oh my goodness, that's lunch meat. But it's just up to Jimmy G to not throw the game away and not make much mistakes. So it depends. The Chiefs rush could get to Jimmy G as well and force him to make some bad decisions and throw the game away. So it could be even. It's just going to depend on how it all plays out. I'm going to go with the Chiefs, but I don't think it's going to be easy for them. Seahawks versus the Chargers. Seahawks versus the Chargers. I really want to go back and watch those Seahawks games before I make my pick on this one because I want to pick the Seahawks. I want to pick the Seahawks in this game. They both won their last game. Chargers beat the Broncos. Seahawks beat the Cardinals. Chargers had the least impressive win of those two wins. Chargers got a quarterback I believe in more, but I don't believe in that much in terms of Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, I believe in him more than Geno Smith, but I think I believe in Geno Smith and Pete Carroll more than I believe in Justin Herbert and Staley. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks in this game. My first time picking the Seahawks to win a game, I think. Oh, no. Maybe my second time picking the Seahawks to win a game this season. I think that they're going to take this game against the Chargers. I just do. I just don't think that I think that the Seahawks are playing the right way to win football games right now, and the Chargers are kind of just squeaking by winning football games, if you ask me. You're going for it on fourth down and just a complete wrong situations a lot of the time. I don't understand what the Chargers do, or why they get so much credit for barely doing anything. I don't get it, but I'm going with the Seahawks in that one. Next game is Steelers versus the Dolphins. I'm going to go with the Steelers in this one because, like I've been saying ever since Tua got hurt, I don't believe in the Dolphins at all. Their quarterbacks can't make it work with Tyreek Hill and Waddle. That's incredible. That is incredible that you have those two receivers and you can't make it work. So I'm going to go with the Steelers. I think that the Dolphins defense also leaves a lot to be started to leave a lot to be desired ever since Tua got hurt. Like I feel like they played better when Tua was out there as well. So the Steelers, I think, are going to take it, especially after that big win against the Bucks. I think that they're like, okay, we have a way that we can win these games. Like we have a formula, we have something that we can do, and it's not, start Pickett and finish with Trubisky. That's not it. It's just like the scheme that we're running, the way we're playing, the way that we're trying to move the ball down the field. think the Steelers are figuring some things out with the quarterbacks that they have, and that they'll win this game. So then finally, the last game for Week 7, the Monday game, is a Patriots versus Bears game. Um, I think if it's Mac, if it's or even if it's Zap, Mac or Zap, the Patriots are gonna wash these boys. Oh my goodness, because the Bears are, like I said, they're a young team that are prone to beat themselves. So what Justin Fields is gonna have to do most of the game is run. Most of his yards are gonna come on the ground for himself. I'm telling you that right now. I mean, maybe he'll pass for 100 and something yards, and he'll only have 50 to 70 rush yards, but most of his, because the 100 and something yards he's going to get passing is going to be 5 here, 6 there, 7 there, and then they'll add up to 100 by the end of the game. But the rush yards that he'll get will be on 1 to 2 big plays, and those will be his splash plays. And because the Patriots are going, Bill Belichick is going to make it so that he's going to be so the coverage is going to be so disguised that Fields might throw a party in terms of interceptions, right? Or Fields might get sacked a bunch of times, because not only is he not picking up the blitz, he's holding the ball too long, and even if there is no blitz, the front four is going to get to him because he's holding the ball and missing reads down the field. So I think the Patriots take this game handily over the Bears. I think the Patriots going to make a point and make an example out of the Bears, and the Bears going to really lose badly in this game. Maybe even a shutout. Don't know. I don't want to call it a shutout, but it could possibly be a shutout. The way that the Bears offense moves up and down the field and operates, I think this could be a shutout. But we'll see. I'm going with Patriots in that one. That's the last game for Week 7, guys. There's a lot of teams with bye weeks in Week 7, so there wasn't much. There were some teams missing here. Obviously, the Bills is missing. I can't really tell who else per se right now, but the Bills are definitely missing from this week. They don't play this week. Looks like the Vikings don't play this week either. I don't think I saw anything with the Vikings. Yeah, the Vikings don't play this week either. So at the very least, we know the Vikings got a bye week and the Bills got a bye week. So thank you guys for tuning in. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with me. Thank you so much. Until next time, peace out.